Hello, hello! It's Robin, the Artsy Bohemian, coming to you from my studio in Los Angeles, California. Thank you for coming by and being a part of this series that I am doing. We are following along with Jeanne Olivers' book, The Painted Art Journal, this one right here. So if you are new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go back. I believe it's the last two Tuesdays, and that's kind of where we started. We're making 3 journals. I'm going to be gluing the signatures into the spine today, and we are also going to be making some homemade washi tape, because one of the things that Jeanne does, which is really cool, is if all of her signatures don't get glued in properly, she just tapes them together and they look really cool. So I thought I would make some washi tape while we're waiting for the spine to dry. And this is the book that we're kind of following along with. It starts on page 32, and yeah, so that's what we're doing. Also, I wanted to let you know that because the holidays are upon us, I am also going to be a part of the holiday season sales. And I have a wonderful bundle for those of you who've always wanted to take my class but haven't. And so it's a great bundle. There's going to be a link for it down below. It's good until December 1st, so you might want to sign up for it quickly. Just to recap, it's a junk journal course that has over 20 hours of video lessons, and then on top of it you're also going to get a Bohemian bead course and some other bonuses. So check out the link below, see all the goodies that I'm going to be offering. You're going to learn how to make these beautiful handmade Bohemian style junk journals, and we go do everything. It's my 4-step journal framework formula that I use now for every single journal that I make, and I want to share that with you. And there's lots and lots and lots to learn. Nothing that I teach you or show you on YouTube is in this class. It's exclusive to the people that take the class. So that is going to be available for a limited time, and I will see you in class. All right, so this is so cool. I love Jeanne's work. I love her color palette, and I love the rawness and the organicness of her work. And I'm really excited to show you this journal. I'm going to kind of do a reverse engineering. I'm not going to be doing the exact same way that she glues the signatures into the spine, but it's going to be similar. So here are the papers. I've cut them all out or tore them, and they're all old. A lot of them are old. There's an old envelope. Here's some coffee dyed watercolor paper. I'm not going to shoot everything, but because I went over this in the last lesson. And we also dyed some fibers and cheesecloth and lace like this in the first lesson with some rusty items. So we're going to be doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this glue, the PVA neutral archival adhesive glue. And I'm going to line these out all up, make sure everything's in place. In Jeanne's book, she adds the outside binding first, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Who knows if it's going to work, but I think it'll be a lot less messy, and you'll probably get the same results. We'll see. So I'm just making sure everything's lined up. I'm putting the front and the back cover on like this. And I also cut a piece of the cheesecloth that we had dyed with the rust. Really like that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hold everything together. And you can use rubber bands, you can use clips. I'm also going to use this, which is something that we dyed. This is a strip of fabric. And I'm going to tie everything down. Just got to keep checking. And I like the fact that there's a little bit of it overhanging, so I'm going to do this again here. I think I'm going to tie it first and then put the clip on. The clip seemed to have shifted everything a lot. The thing is I want to make sure all of the papers from the signatures are fairly flush to the front and the back cover. Tying this real tight. That. I'm going to resituate everything again. Make sure the front and the back covers are down. So it kind of looks like this. And I might do this here on this side. I don't have another one for this side, but it'll be okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread glue lightly, just a thin coat of it, to start adhering the pages together. Just make sure everything's lined up again. Wow, it's so weird how everything shifts. I think it's that clip. So I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and we're going to make some washi tape. And then I'm actually going to put this down on this like that. So it'll kind of hold everything in place. And then I put a thin enough coat on it that it shouldn't bleed too much in and make the paper stick together. I'll go back in there and check. And then I'll go back in and glue it a little bit more. So this is a neat technique. It's not my idea. I saw a gal do it. Her last name is McInnes, I believe. And I'm sure other people have done it before, but I just thought it was really fun, especially the timing of when I saw that Jeanne would kind of tape things together on her pages. I'm going to just kind of let this sit down like this. On the side. So I'm able to let it sit just like this. But it's on a surface that won't stick. So it's on a glass cutting mat. Actually, I'm going to do it over here because the lighting. So what you're going to do is this lady who did this just used a plastic mailer, and she took some masking tape. This is just Scotch brand 3M masking tape, and I already did most of it. I just kind of wanted to show you what I was doing for the last bit here. Lined them all up. Let's do one more, I think. And we're going to just spray and stamp and add paints to everything all at once. And then once it's dried, we'll have this really cool handmade washi tape. So I'm going to be using a few things. Move these out of the way. And you might want to have some wet wipes around. Just double checking everything on this. Just love these. These are so fun to make because they just feel good to hold. I'm wondering if you guys have been following along and what you're making. Let me know in the comments below. So I have a few things. I have some, these are vintage, well, I don't know if they're vintage, but they're old blocks, stamping blocks, and they're usually used for fabric. They're made in India. I've had them forever. I don't know if you guys know this, but some of you do who know me. I was a professional belly dancer for 20 years here in Los Angeles, and so I have a nice collection of Middle Eastern style textiles and anything having to do with India or Egypt. And I found these and I fell in love with them. It's a paisley design. And also I have some stamps here. Good old red lead rubber stamps. I'll leave a link down below. They're my favorite. I'm going to be using black paint or Stays-On for this, black Stays-On, and then a whole host of alcohol inks and maybe some of the vintage patina metal. We'll see. So I'm going to start with some of the lighter colors like the butterscotch and move on to maybe the ginger, because I like these tones of the color theme for the journal. But I also might add some teal and yeah, and maybe a little bit of green or something. So we'll see. I also have some black paint and a brayer because I'm going to be using that for the stamp here. Okay, and that's going to be towards the end. And this is that really cool stamp that I showed you one time a couple of lessons ago. It's a splatter stamp, and I got it recently from Hobby Lobby, so if you wanted to go grab one, you could. It's only $6. Probably got it half off. You know, we use our coupons, right? Oh, and this is parchment paper. This is what I'm going to be putting the paint on with the brayer. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the butterscotch. And I think this would be fun to do on lots of, like, you have several different styles and colors. So if you want brights, you can have it, or pastels, earthy tones. And I'm not squeezing it, I'm just kind of letting it ooze out here. And And those of you who've never used alcohol inks, the great thing about alcohol inks is they dry quickly. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to use a piece of paper and do this so that then I'll have another cool thing to use for my journals. That looks cool already. Don't you like that? Very cool. Okay, I might do little bits of, oops, that's not the one. Check the book here. Feels like it's drawing right along. And this I might trim down, this cheesecloth. This is the ginger. And I think just blowing on it. Doesn't that look cool? Let it drip. See how cool that looks. Love it. And let's see, put this away. And we'll do a little bit of teal on some of it. I also have this really cool lettuce color, and these are really old. This teal might be too dark. Maybe I'll try a little bit of this. Let's see if I can open it and maybe use the lid. So I wasn't able to take the lid off, so what I'm going to do is do little droplets here and see what happens. Take the lid and maybe do this. Just taking the bits that I dropped on here and just kind of twirling them. I can actually just do it on here. Let me know what you're going to use your journals for. If you're going to give them as gifts or if you're going to use them as a planner for next year. I think the book one, the Bobbsey twins, I might use that as a planner. And I think some of you had asked me, I'll have to go back over your questions. I kind of been busy with my business. Usually I try to get back to you right away. Questions about some of the techniques. I think one of the ones somebody had asked, a couple of people, is if Jeanne had said anything about the rust and its archival quality, and I couldn't see anything in her book about that. Okay, maybe just a little bit more of the alcohol ink, and then I'll move on to some of the other applications. And this one is like, the lid was like glued on almost. Woo! That came out fast. Okay, let's see if we can take the brayer and do some of this with it. Andrea Allen, I think that's her last name, from Artie Maze, did some really cool dyed tags, and in one of her, look at how cool that looks, in one of her videos about a week ago. You want to check it out. She's very sweet. Seems like a very nice lady. Look at how cool this is. Oh, it's going to look so cool. Can you just see spending hours and hours on something like this? Okay, I have to use a little bit more color because I'm going to do a little bit on up here maybe with this magenta color. Man, I could get addicted to something like this. This is one of those things, it's all about the process for me. Just experimenting. How about you guys? Let's see if I can take this off. Okay, I'm going to just do a little bit of color up here. This is some of the gold. Let's see how that looks. Needs to be shaken up a little bit more. Okay, let's do... Ooh, pretty. Some of the rubber stamping. Here's some alcohol. I know this looks ugly right now, or some of it does, but once we add some of the rubber stamping and the block print, it'll, and once it dries and you take each piece off individually, it looks really cool. So I forgot I had these. These are, remember these, those of you who've been rubber stamping or rubber stamped at one point. These were roller stamps that you attach to a handle and you could roll onto paper. I'm just going to clean off my roller a little bit. Okay, so this is drying. Almost dry. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do first is some rubber stamps. So I'm going to use Stays On permanent ink. So I'm just going to do this. This looks like it's drying out. Looks like a mess, I know. It's going to look cool though. Here's my cleaner. Those of you who don't know, this is a cleaner specifically made for Stays On because it's a permanent dye. So it sometimes will make your rubber stamps stiff if you don't clean them. I like this. I think it's fun. And I think it'll be kind of cool to add little pieces if I need to the journal. Maybe any three of the ones that we're making here. And I'm going to use the block print, this, for more the brighter color up here. I might do a little bit down here too. I'm also probably going to add some words. I really like this. This is super fun. Yeah, I didn't realize my StazOn. Actually, I might do some little dots. My StazOn is pretty dry. Always add more too when it's done if it needs more paint or whatever, rubber stamping. Okay, let's put some paint on here, and it's still drying. And of course not every single page is going to be attached, but you can see how it's kind of gone inside of the signatures here. Alright. I hope you guys are having fun doing this, because I sure am. I love it. I love having stuff ready for me in case I need it, so that my creativity doesn't get squashed. I like having things like this ready for my journals to add to them if I want to. Okay, so paint. Let's put some paint on here. Okay, I'm going to do this. This is just regular black acrylic paint. I don't even think I've ever used this yet. Make sure your brayer has some paint on all of the surface. Been a while since I've done this, and I'm going to spread paint on here. You can do this on a rubber stamp too, or you know, any surface really. Bubble wrap works really cool if you don't have rubber stamps. You know, a glass rim. Okay, let's see. I'm going to kind of push it on there. Whoa! Look at that. Oh my god, that's so freaking cool. A little bit more paint. Actually might add a little more paint to this. This would be really cool to add to fabric too. This technique. I might need more paint, we'll see. Let's see what I can do with this. Hard to see because it's black. pushing the back onto the stamp. Yeah, this is awesome. I think I'm going to do it on the whole thing. Let's see how this looks. Kind of like jelly printing. Oh my god, look at how that's so cool. I love it. It's the element of surprise. Okay, you guys, I want us to know if you're doing this. This is really fun. It's like being a kid. This is an open stamp, so I like the fact that it's not too bold. If you use a stamp that has very bold design, you know, no intricate work that you can see through, it will have a different effect. Oop, this is a lot of paint on there. This might be kind of blobby. We'll see. Look at that. Also, I wanted to thank Odette Peters. She sent me a nice little package of cool old ephemera. And I think I'm probably going to use it in my journal. Thank you, Odette. That was very sweet of you. I'm able to get a few stampings out of that one. Since this is padded, it kind of goes, it stamps really well. That is just so cool. Okay, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll tear off a piece so you can see what it looks like. So I'm just taking the rest of the paint, and this is the other journal that I'm working on. I pretty much glued 3 to 4 pages together on each to make a signature, and I did wind up tearing out quite a bit, but it's pretty, it looks pretty cool. So it's going to be a great journal to paint in and experiment in, just like this, like what I'm doing. And I have a little bit of this paint, so I'm just going to use it. All of this you'll want to save, because like this I will save and use it for some kind of art project. So let's see what this looks like. by taking this, doing that. That'll be a really cool foundation for an art page. You could even look at it and be like a Rorschach test and see if you see any images. And that looks really cool like that too. Paint one more page in here. Just to have that ready to go. It helps me clean off my rare. Love it. Okay, I'm going to see how this works. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it worked. It's probably not super. See, like that came undone, so I can go back in and just glue that down. But that's pretty cool. What I'm going to go do now is I think I'm going to do another coat of glue here, and maybe go back in and just check to see. It's still a little wet, so yeah, that worked pretty cool. So like that piece there, I'm going to go back in and glue that down. So you can take some scratch paper, I have some here, and put a little bit of glue down, and then, let's see, I'll take some of this. This one will probably come out. And just put some glue on the edges here. Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty cool technique. Yeah, pretty cool. So I'm going to add more glue again, just to reinforce everything, and yeah, pretty cool. And then next week I'll show you how it comes out, and then we'll maybe play around with the covers and decorate them or not. I really love this look here, so I might keep that just like that without covering it up, and come up with some cool way to make a closure for it. But look at how cool that is, you guys. I really like that. I could totally make more of these. I think they'd be fun to make and sell. They don't take too much time, and I love the process. You could make them super colorful. You could, you know, design them to fit somebody as for a gift for animals, you know, if they're an animal lover. How fun is that? I hope you enjoyed everything that I showed you today. I sure had fun. And who knows if I'll use any of these, but sure was fun doing it. Look at how darn cool this looks. That is freaking awesome. Look at that. Oh my God, that's so cool. So I could use pieces of this to tape any pages that might be loose. And how cool is that? So we'll play with this next week. I just want to make sure everything's dried. And don't forget to check out the link below for the bonus that I've made for you. The offer, the junk journal bundle. I'm trying to undo this here. And you have until next Tuesday, so make sure you sign up. I'd love to have you in class. I made the class about 2 years ago, but we still have a fun student forum, and I'll answer any questions. I'm available for you if you have questions, and you're going to be able to make an amazing journal from start to finish. All right, see you in the next video.